The International Criminal Court obviously values its relations with African states parties. They form a very large block of our total state parties, I think 34 when I last looked. And we're obviously very keen to take whatever steps we can to preserve our relationship and indeed improve our relationship with them. A lot of the criticism that the court's been coming under is I'm afraid to say, a lot of it based on misperceptions of our mandate, of our role, of our jurisdiction, and of the actions we've been taken and the reasons for the actions we've been taken. But nevertheless, the fact that we are getting a lot of criticism means that we do need to also have some introspection to look at how we are doing our work and how we might better do our work, and how we might better engage with our partners in Africa in doing our work. And at the Office of the Prosecutor, some of the ways we've been looking at to strengthen basically the idea that we are not outsiders interfering in the sovereignty of states, but rather we are partners with those states in fighting impunity and in fighting international crimes. Lately, our policies and our strategy have been evolving in that we're looking at other ways in which we can actually partner with countries in investigations. So-called strategic goal number 9, one of our strategic goals in our latest strategic plan, involves looking for opportunities in which we might cooperate with states parties in actually investigating together crimes and cooperating in the prosecution of those crimes.
Do you think the court actually gets adequate, like platforms or time to explain itself to the African member states?
One of the difficulties of any judicial institution is that we are judicial institutions. We're not political institutions that can really speak freely necessarily in the media. Essentially, we make our statements in court. And that's what we're about. But unfortunately, because of the fact that the cases tend to take a long time, they're complex, there are often many obstacles that have to be overcome before we can even start an investigation. This means that there can be a very long gap between the commencement of an investigation and when we actually stand up in court and get to tell our side of the story. Can we do better? I'm sure there's always room for improvement. Outreach, for instance, is an area in which we'd obviously always be looking to improve, to communicate directly with the victims of crimes, with civil society and with interested parties. But we're not really an organization that can comment freely in the media about ongoing investigations and ongoing cases, remembering that the safety of our witnesses is one of our primary concerns. Obviously, the integrity of the investigation is another concern, and we can't talk publicly about what we're investigating because that could compromise investigations, it could compromise witnesses.
And what challenges does the court face because of non-cooperation, especially from member states?
Well, tremendous challenges, obviously. We have investigators who work on our behalf, who can operate in states' countries. They're obliged to let them operate there. They can take statements, interview witnesses, but there are a lot of things we can't do. We can't arrest people. We have no powers of arrest. We have no powers to search, subpoena, access, intercept telephone calls, that sort of thing. For all of those sort of things, which are really bread and butter tools of any investigation, we rely on state parties to assist us. If that assistance is not forthcoming, it really does hamper the investigation, which is not to say that we can't investigate, it just makes it that much harder. We have to rely on other sources of investigation, but it's unsatisfactory in that we can't get access to the full spectrum of evidence that might be out there. Because organized crime and international crimes know no borders, the importance of cooperation and coordination of investigations are really important, and that's something that I think the OTP seeks to further enhance.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.